Hi everyone, good morning. Hi everyone, good morning. Please use your chat window just to mark if you are present. Just hi, hello. Yeah, hi Manav. Hi Sakshi, how many people are we expecting today? So that we can wait for a couple of more minutes. So for how many people this is the first class? Because I see more number of people today. Okay. Hi Vinay. So have you gone through installation of Jupyter notebooks, or like is it something you haven't done? So I'll probably share. Okay. Apart from Vinay, anyone who is joining first today? So Vinay, I have pasted one link on the chat window. All you need to do is basically whosoever hasn't installed Jupyter or Anaconda yet, what you need to do is go to this particular sheet, okay, and choose your operating system, and then just once you click this link, a particular file will be downloaded. The next step is just clicking the executable file and following through the installation step. Okay. Anyone apart from Vinay who has joined first today? It's his or her first class. I think Rupika, I have seen new. I'm not sure. Okay. Should we start, or can you, or do we need to wait for any of your batchmates? Typically, how many people are there in this particular batch in the normal offline classes that you had earlier? Okay, so we'll do a quick recap for the people who have joined first today. Okay, first time for today. And but okay, there are few rules out here. Firstly, you will have to be very active on chat windows. Okay, this is for everyone. That's how I know like whether you are understanding the concept or not. Okay, so the only construct of online learning is that no one can individually track each and every one, right? So So I attended the previous class, but because of some other reason. Okay. Okay. Fine, Rupika. So be very active on the chat window. That's how I know that, are you understanding something or you're not understanding something, or should I change my approach or should I wait for everyone? Okay. And I just want to take everyone along in the class so that we can start it off early. Okay. Cool. Okay. Uh, so we'll quickly walk through whatever we have covered. Okay. So on Monday, we have covered basics of Python. Okay. We went through how Python is actually being used for everything. Okay. So from development to mobile development to any web development. Okay. And data science and data engineering is something which we will be doing now. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me the difference between the Python and other language? How, when we say Python is an interpreted, okay, versus other language which are compiled and executed, what is the difference? Anyone remembers quickly on the chat window? Easy for work. Okay. So just to quickly tell, it's like whenever you are writing, you are getting the response instantaneously, right? That day we tried out few things, right? We wrote a simple hello world program. So as soon as you click enter, you could see the output, right? But for other languages, there are two steps. Firstly, we do a compilation. Okay. So what compilation does is convert your handwritten code to a format which machine can understand. And then that particular code is executed. However, with Python, both compilation execution is happening all together. Okay. So that's why we say Python is an interpreted language. Okay. Cool. This is a very, I'll say, kind of a thing which is kind of asked also. Not asked, but you should know that Python is always an integrated, interpreted language. Cool. Directly run from the source code, exactly, Samuel. Okay. So moving on, just a second. Cool. Moving on. So apart from this, the next part was that we can use couple of interactive development environments to learn Python. So for that, we install Anaconda. This is the easiest and the most interactive way for any data science journey to use this particular tool. Okay, so those who haven't installed Anaconda yet, has everyone installed Jupyter yet? Quick yes, no. Great, great. So Rupika, you can change the message settings to everyone so that everyone can see your response. Okay. Cool. Okay. So if someone hasn't installed, head to collab.research.google.com. Okay. Once you so basically Jupyter notebooks are hosted there by default, and what you need to do is probably just go there, click on new notebook, and they can start working there right away. Okay. It takes some time based on your connection and everything to come up. Okay. So for example, this is hello world dot, this is your name of the notebook, And let's say I'm doing simple. Okay. Welcome to the class. Okay, as I click shift plus enter, the cell will run and you should be able to see the output. So there's something called connecting out here, which is nothing but it is allocating CPUs and GPUs to the notebook. Okay, cool. And so every notebook has two parts. Okay, you can add a code, you can add a text. Okay, so if I have to add a text, so I can do something like, for example, I have to do heading. Heading is, this is Python class 2. Okay, and I click shift plus enter, so you can see that a heading has come up. Okay, so in the text, we use a language called Markdown. Okay, but you don't have to worry about how Markdown language works. Okay, and you can basically organize your code in such a format when you use Markdown. So just to show you, okay. So did anyone get a chance to visit my GitHub, see the Python Basics notebook, try it out? Did anyone try? Honest answer. Because anyhow, when you go to my GitHub and fork the repository, I will get a notification. Did not find. Okay. So for everyone in the group, you know my email ID, right? If not, I'm just writing it down. Okay. So I'm always available on my email. Okay. I might respond a bit late or what, but I'll be available there. Secondly, I'm always available via my LinkedIn. If any one of you don't have LinkedIn, please go and create it right away. Okay. This is like one platform, LinkedIn and GitHub, that, you know, for any data scientist, okay, or any ML AI engineer, it's very much required. Okay. So if you want to read about my projects, go there, about other things which I might have done. Okay. And similarly for GitHub, I'll copy all the links out here. See, everything which I'm telling you, no one will teach you this stuff. Okay. This is something, this is more of a habit that you have to build on. Okay. Cool. So when you go to my GitHub and search for Python tutorial, okay, this is one repo where I push all the code. So as you can see, last 3 days ago, I have pushed the code. Okay. So what you need to do is, there are two ways to do it. Just download this zip, open this zip, and then you can start working. The other pieces, you can fork the notebook. Okay. And you can also click on star and star. So what it will do is watch and star. If there are any changes to this particular repo, okay, you will get a notification that, let's say I've added a new notebook. So just start this habit. Okay. Fork it, download it, use it. Okay. And if anyone wants to read about it, okay, so just search for Git Basics. Okay. It might not be very intuitive at first, but telling you very honestly, if you start using it right away, okay, just search for a very simple tutorial, okay, and how to use GitHub. Okay, you'll get plenty of it. And even I can take a session if anyone wants to. Okay, not now, uh, but probably in a day or two. I can spend 15, 20 minutes in telling everyone how to use GitHub, how to use command line. What it will do is, this particular thing will help you publish whatever you have done. Okay. So whenever you do that, whenever you write any code, just publish it here. Even for your reference, it's good. This Python tutorial, which I have committed, it's not something that, I'm using anywhere. but it's good for my reference. Habit that you have to learn from people around you. Akash, is it coming now or is it same for everyone? Any issues in voice? Yes, as in like coming or not. Okay, okay, okay. Probably some issue. I'm not sure. Okay, so quickly for people who had already done, we'll do some exercises. I'll wrap up the pieces of. Okay, so we have installed Jupyter. Okay, so those who didn't install Jupyter, they can use Collaboratory. Okay, and make sure, and whenever there is some voice issue, just please point it out right away so that I know. Okay, and I have provided my contact details, LinkedIn, GitHub, and Gmail. Okay, please make sure you are reaching out to me on any of those channels. And please practice, practice, practice. That's how you will learn Python or learn data science. Okay. I don't want to bore you with all the constructs. Okay. So the intent is that out of 100 concepts, even if you know 50 in a good way, that's enough. Okay. Rest of the 50 you will eventually learn when you are working, right? But have those things that you know those constructs in a good way. Okay. So we saw about variable. Okay. What is a variable and what are the different variables that we have in Python? Quick answer. What is variable and what are the different types of variables in Python? कोई तो आंसर कर सकता है or none of you can answer. Simple. What is variable? Variable used to store a value and they can change in float strings, right? Guys, very quick on replying on the chat, and I want everyone to reply, no matter if it's the same answer. Okay. See, that's how you will learn. Okay, you don't have to then revisit and learn the slides and everything. Okay. Can I assign int number to a string value? Quick yes and no. So I have a variable name salary. What I do is I do it in quotes. Okay. Now what I do is I have written salary as 1000. I am printing salary plus 10. What do you think the output will be? Error, error. Okay. Exactly. Now I do a quick change out here. Instead of this, I wrote it like this. What will be the output now? Rupika, salary 10 won't be there in the first one, right? Because what we are doing out here is we are using a string and a integer, right? 10010. Okay. So it won't be salary 10, right? Salary is a variable which has some value. This value will be used. Okay. If I have to write salary 10, what I'll do out here is inside this variable salary, I might store a string which is salary. Okay. So this is nothing but a variable. Okay. Values are on the right hand side. Okay. I can at times mention the values directly, but if I have to similarly mention a value directly, any string will be in quoted. Okay. Any number will be simply written. And then I'm converting it to string out here. What will be the output of this one? Yeah, now it will be salary 10. Okay. So also whosoever wrote 1010 with the space, that's also a key thing to note that there won't be space. Okay. Because plus operator is nothing but a concatenation operator. Okay. So make sure there's no space because you will find it in Python quiz. There will be an answer A, B, C, D and one with a space. Okay. Now if I do, so salary is already a string, right? What do you think if I do str of salary, will I get? So salary is a variable as salary as a value. Amit, is that issue again? Because I think like I have a good internet. I was just checking. Probably try checking your speed once. And yeah, sure. No issues. Whenever there, I can repeat. So what I said was, again, salary is a variable. It has a salary value. If I do str, okay, this is what? Explicit conversion, right? If I do str of salary, what will be the output? Is my voice coming fine now? Yeah, it's already a str, right? But I see, I'm a human. I can do any programming, right? Okay, let me change my Wi-Fi. Just give me a second. Is my voice Akansh? Is it still breaking now? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you quickly write in? Hello. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me now? Hey, sorry, I had to rejoin. I changed my Wi-Fi to have better speeds, but then whole connection dropped. Okay. Now the audio is clear, I hope. Right? Okay. Cool. So yeah, so you were trying it out. If I do explicit conversion of something which is already a string, what should be the output? Any guesses? Will it throw an error? Will it throw salary? Will it throw something else? Any guess? Right in the chat window, waiting for you guys. Error होगा नहीं पता कुछ भी. Any response is a good response, but give a response. True. Okay. So you are saying कि the output will be true. Okay. Only Amit can guess. Error. Akansh, error. Okay. Salary. Okay. I have quite a few response now. See, these weird things will come in Python, basically whenever there is a Python quiz. Okay. And for a lot of companies, this is the screening round. Okay. So I can tell you exact company names also, which actually gave this question. So make sure whenever you are trying, try whatever is coming in your head. Okay. Okay, let's try it out. So there will be nothing, right? I think one of you exactly pointed it out, Ajit. So Ajit kind of is correct here. So whenever I'm doing an explicit conversion of something which is already a string, why will it throw an error? It's string, it will show string, right? So, okay, Akansh, why I didn't use this? Because I have a variable named salary. Even the value is also salary. If I would have changed out here something like help, okay. So don't focus on this value. Just focus on this variable name. So now if I do, then it will come as help. Okay. So any variable, I can write it as it is. Any value, I have to write in string like this or this. Okay. So just to make it clear, any variable don't need any codes or anything in the code. Okay. Any value needs codes in case of strings. Okay. In case of integer, it's just simple value. Okay. Intent, bool. Okay. In both these cases, we don't need anything. Okay. Cool. So this is because I changed it to code value. So just to explain you again, okay, so if I have a variable named true, okay, and let's say the value is actually a bool, or maybe I can print the value as false, okay. So what do you think the output will be? These are a bit confusing things, but just quickly tell me the output here. What will be the output of one error? So the question is simple. What will be the output of this? Error, error. Okay. Why error? Any guess? See, like I told you, any value needs to be written in quotes in only case of strings. Okay. In terms of int and bool, you don't have to write. So what I did is I created a variable named true. Okay. Also, just note the format in which I wrote true. T is small, RU is, everything is small, right? Now I assigned it a value of false. So when I print true, it should come as actually false because that's the value of it. So on the left hand side, you have a variable. Okay. Variable will just store a value. So my true variable stored a value which was actually false. Okay. Bit confusing, but I hope everyone get it. Now in this particular case, what will be the output? In the second case, what will be the output in the second case? True, exactly. Okay. So now let's do one more. Now I've created a variable again true. I've assigned it a value, let's say one of your name, let's say Sahil. Okay. Now what will be the print two will be? Okay. I've written a wrong spelling of Sahil, but that's fine. Oh, no, say Sahil. Okay, say probably. Okay, so that's how you will be. So your variable, the only work of variable is to store a value. Okay. Now let's say I wanted to print a Sahil directly. Then I'll use something like this. Okay. I want to print a number directly. I'll just write it like this. Okay. So in case of string quotes, in case of integer, nothing. And in case of Boolean, again, I have to print, let's say only true. Cool. Are we clear on this? All good till here? So I'll be taking things slow, take it very slow. If anyone wants to increase the speed, let me know. So what I have is I have few questions. Okay. So whosoever is fine with the basics we have covered, doesn't want a revision, just take a screenshot of this screen and start solving these problems. Okay. When you write false, it's coming in blue. Okay. When I write false, it's coming in blue. So the output will always be like this. Okay. Now this, when I'm writing a code, so this is nothing but kind of a way for Jupyter notebooks to tell you that, okay, variable is on the left hand side, right hand side is a value. Similarly, for string, you will see a red color. Okay. For integer, you will see a green color. Okay. Acha, Akanj, what are you using, Jupyter or what? I'm using Collab for now, okay? But these color code conventions are different for different machines and different operating systems also, okay? You can customize this, okay? But yeah, like that's just a color coding scheme you can employ, okay? So probably when I write this code in Jupyter, I might have the similar thing. I think if I write x is equal to true, it will be in green probably in my case. Okay. And if I write a value 100, again green. And if I write a string in salary, it will be, let's say, it's in red. So yeah, different things for different operating systems. Nothing to it. Okay. So Manav, I guess he knows bit about coding. Okay. So if anyone else also knows, okay, please take a screenshot of this. Okay. Start solving this problem. And in the meantime, I'll cover few concepts. Okay. Do a revision. But if you already know, okay, Aditya name true is not defined. So the true value you have written, Ajit, the T will be capital. So in Boolean, for values true and false, the first character is, uppercase. Okay, like this. Okay. On the left hand side, you can write anything. Okay, that's small case. But on the right hand side, Boolean values are T capital, RUE, F capital, ALSC. Okay. These are actually different for different languages. Like in JavaScript, another programming language, you will find like if you use simply TRUE without everything in lowercase, it will work fine. Okay. In some other language, it might be both lower and uppercase working fine. Like if I tell about a language in R or SAS, okay, both of them, any upper, lower, both case works. Okay. Fine, Ajit. Cool. Okay. Let's move on. So, have you taken the screenshot? You just have to solve this problem. Okay. For people who don't want revision. Okay. Just take a screenshot, start solving this problem. We'll come back to these. Okay. Simple solutions. Everything is just based on whatever we have covered till now. Okay. Apart from one or two things that you might have to Google and find the solution by yourself. See, using Google is not bad at all. Okay. You'll always have to use. Okay. People use it till even if they have 10, 20, 30 years of experience. Okay. So that's actually, this is also an art, how to use Google in terms of programming. Okay. So we covered data types, string, numeric, Boolean, none, collections, right? Integer float. These are the main ones. And then you have these. Okay. So if in an interview, if you are asked, although it's very less probable that you will ask questions like what is the data type, but yeah, at times interviewer ask that were the different data types. So make sure you are explaining it in a proper fashion, difference between collection and all others. And then when you tell about collections, this is the place where most of your questions will be. Like how a list are different from tuple, how are tuples different from dictionary. Okay. So what I used to do while I was learning at probably your age or whenever I was learning. So what I used to do is whenever in a class, okay, if the instructor talks about anything related to interview, so I used to make a note like maybe it's I could write I, okay, so that whenever I'm revising, I know that this is something good from an interview standpoint, and then there will be few things which are good from a programming background. Okay, so make sure you are kind of doing the same. You won't realize its help now. You will realize its help when you are giving interviews, because when you have the interview the next day, okay, तुम्हारे दिमाग में नहीं आएगा कि आज क्या पढूं. ठीक है, तुम जाओगे मोस्टली गूगल पे देखोगे कॉमन इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस आस्क्ड इन डेटा साइंस इंटरव्यू, राइट, एंड इट विल जस्ट गो हेवेयर. तुम्हें वहां पे कोई भी क्वेश्चन आएगा, यू डोंट नो वो कौन सा टॉपिक है, राइट. सो मेक श्योर एक अपने पेन पेपर पे इफ यू आर मेकिंग नोट्स और इफ यू आर यूजिंग यूज एनीथिंग, कहीं पे मोबाइल में लिख लो. मोबाइल में create a group with yourself on WhatsApp which is just interview preparation, and just keep on writing the topics. Okay, this is Python basics like data types. Okay, cool. Make this an habit. Okay, uh, is everyone fine with it? Cool. Quick yes no. Great. ठीक है, yearly habits लाओ यार अपने में. ठीक है, मतलब it's not for my important my good. Okay, I will teach anything, like I could teach all this in 10-15 minutes and go. Okay, but I really want you to inculcate these habits so that interviews and all, at the end all of you want to transition your career, right? No one is just coming just for the sake I just want to learn, right? I just want to see how things are in data science, right? If you are making the effort, make sure you do the full effort so that एक ही go में you are able to transition. Okay, so if you work hard for next 2-3 months, you will be able to transition. Okay, and if you work like lazy, you will spend 6 months and a year and you won't be able to transition easily. So just make sure एक ही बार में with full force go ahead and you know get it once. Okay, so we talked about strings, numerics, Boolean, and how there's an implicit and explicit conversion. What is the difference between implicit and explicit? So the one we used like str and then wrote, what is that? Implicit or explicit? Implicit. Explicit. Okay. So it's not like Amit, दो लोगों ने implicit लिखा तो तीसरे को explicit लिखना है. Okay. One we have more. Okay. So just read this definition. Huh? Conversion done by Python interpreter without programmer's intervention. Whenever I'm doing explicit conversion, I'm writing by myself, na str1, right? str10, right? तो programmer का help चाहिए, right? तो it's a explicit. Okay. So Faz and Ajit, okay. And explicit, implicit कौन सा होएगा जहाँ पे हमने कुछ भी नहीं किया. Python अपने आप समझ रहा है वैसे. Okay. So you remember we saw one case जैसे I'll just give an example again. So we had a variable named salary और इसके अंदर मैंने as a string save किया हुआ है सर. और इसको ऐसे कर लेते हैं हम. Let's say this is 10 and I have increment. अच्छा, you guys remember that example? I might have here only. Yeah. Okay. So इसमें ये दोनों, these two are explicit conversions, right? Remember? And if I am doing something like, let's say I have this, okay, I have this new salary as 100.0. I added a intent, I added a int out here. Okay, so what will be the output? it will be 200.0. So the new variable will, from an int, it became a float. Okay, so these are your implicit conversions. However, if I'm trying to do something like this, there will always be an error. Okay, so int can be converted to float automatically. There could be an implicit conversion, but string to int is not possible automatically. Similarly, int to string is not possible automatically. Anything that is not possible automatically, you will have to use explicit conversion for it. Okay. Again, implicit explicit conversion is important from an interview standpoint of view. Okay. So what I'll do is during the whole course, I'll tell you which are important from an interview and which are very, very important from the interview. Okay. So till now, whatever I've covered, it's mostly important. When we go into tuple and sets, that is very, very important category. Now, so Akansh, I'll talk about it. Okay. So the way you are writing is not correct. Okay. Upper should be UPEER. Just do a search on Google. You will find the answer. Exercise, right? Cool. Cool. Then we have explicit conversions. We talked about it. Okay. Implicit. Okay. Is implicit conversion possible but, from a string to a int? Quick yes, no. So what I am saying is implicit conversion possible from a string to a int? Quick yes, no. See, if anyone doesn't know, they can write don't know. Okay, but please type. Okay, yeah, that's fine. If someone doesn't know, that's also a good thing. Okay, so we give one example, right, Abhi, where I tried to add a string, okay, to a float or an int. It gave me an error, right? So implicit conversion of a string to a int is not possible. Okay. Cool. Ajit, Rajneesh, now you know, right? Okay. So for all these things, you will have to explicitly tell, okay, this is an int, my values, right? But without any, we specifying it, it won't identify it automatically. Okay. Cool. That's one. Okay. We covered about typecasting, which is nothing but converting string to int values, right? Int to string, and then identifying what is the data type. We use something called type. Okay, and then we'll get to know, okay, what is the data type for that. Okay, cool. So we'll be starting with a new topic called functions now. Okay, so anyone who is working on those assignments, kindly focus back on the screen. Although if they think they are fine with functions, then also pay a visit here. Okay, and then they can continue the assignment part. Okay, cool. So functions is nothing but whenever we want to make something reusable, ठीक है, तो हम function बनाते हैं, as simple as that. Simple बताऊं तो we have a logic to add two numbers, ठीक है. Let's say given two numbers 2 and 3, I want to do 2 plus 3, which is nothing but 5, ठीक है. Now I want to do 2 plus, instead of 2 and 3, I want to do 20 and 30. Maybe someone wants to use 50 and 60, और अलग अलग वैल्यूज हो सकते हैं. एंड सिर्फ प्लस क्यों, आई कैन हैव लाइक पहले प्लस करो फिर माइनस करो, आई कैन हैव एनीथिंग, right? So whenever you want to make anything reusable in your code, make a function. ठीक है, कभी भी कोड जब लिख रहे हो तुम्हें एक चीज दो बार करनी पड़ रही है, तो मेक अ फंक्शन। ठीक है, जैसे जस्ट टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, अभी हम लोग प्रिंट लिखते हैं एंड वी गेट आउटपुट एज प्रिंट, राइट? वेट, आई विल जस्ट क्रिएट न्यू नोटबुक फॉर टुडेस क्लास। Okay, so let's say when we write this function print, okay, now I have to print Ayush, I'll write print. Okay, let's say I have to print data science, I'll use again this. Now, did I have to define what is print ever, right? But Python guys might have written what is print. Okay, so these are nothing but predefined functions. पहले से Python वालों ने define कर रखे हैं कि printing के लिए simple functionality आप यही यूज करो, ठीक है? बट अगर हमें कुछ कस्टम करना है तो उसके लिए हमें खुद से फंक्शन लिखने पड़ते हैं। तो देयर आर प्री डिफाइंड फंक्शंस एंड देन देयर इज यूजर डिफाइंड फंक्शंस। सो प्रिंट हो गया, और वो जो हम एक्सप्लिसिट कन्वर्जन करते हैं फ्रॉम स्ट्रिंग टू इंट INT करके, वो सारे प्री डिफाइंड फंक्शंस हैं, एंड देन वी कैन डिफाइन आवर ओन फंक्शन। So the way to write your own functions is a DEF. Okay, let's say the name of my function is nothing but custom operation. Custom operation. Okay. इसके अंदर what I do is I'll just make it like this to make it readable. Okay. So this function does nothing but it takes some input. तो input हमेशा जब भी मैं define कर रहा हूँ इस bracket के अंदर आएगा. तो let's say I define input as A and B. And what I do is, okay, I do addition of A and B. Okay. Then जो भी इसका sum आता है, ठीक है, what I do is whatever is the sum, I do, let's say I add 100 to it. Okay. Then what I do is जो भी अब A and B का sum मेरा C में चला, C और 100 का sum मेरा D में चला गया, और E में मैं क्या करता हूँ, D डिवाइडेड बाय 10 कर देता हूँ, ठीक है? और फाइनली जो भी मुझे इस फंक्शन को वापस भेजना है, ठीक है, तो उसके लिए आता है रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट। ओके, तो आई राइट समथिंग लाइक दिस। नाउ इफ आई डू, नाउ सिंस मैंने यहाँ पे सब कुछ वेरिएबल डिफाइन किया, तो एक वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग टू अंडरस्टैंड इज फंक्शन के अंदर आप वेरिएबल भी कर सकते हो और डायरेक्ट वैल्यूज भी डाल सकते हो। तो अभी ए और बी मेरे क्या है, वेरिएबल्स है, बट 100 और 10 मैंने हार्ड कोड कर रखी है ना यहाँ पे, तो दिस इज नथिंग बट योर हार्ड कोडेड वैल्यूज। ओके, सो फॉर एनीथिंग विच इज अ वेरिएबल आई कैन चेंज। ठीक है, अब मैं यहाँ पे इन दोनों ऑपरेशन में 100 और 10 को चेंज नहीं कर सकता ना, मैं सिर्फ ए और बी को अपने चेंज कर सकता हूँ, राइट? तो let's say in this case I am doing 10 comma 10. What should be the output? Okay, so just for complexity purpose, just to reduce complexity, I'll actually remove this. Simple. Okay, let's keep it simple. 10 plus 10 is 20. This is the output of C. Okay, मानव थोड़ा सा और देखो इसमें, पहले your output was correct actually because I returned C out there. Yeah, simple 120. Oh, sorry. Yeah, simple 120. Cool. Now, if I do similar, so the important of function is now 90 और 10 के लिए करना है तो भी मैं same use कर सकता हूँ. If I have to use for anything like this, I can use the same function. So function is nothing but जो तुम्हें बार बार reuse करना. अब मैंने एक custom operation एक बार बना दिया, अब मुझे 90 और 100 के लिए बार बार तो नहीं लिखना पड़ रहा, right? Cool. Everyone with me till here? ठीक है. So can everyone write a custom function? Okay, write a custom function in your notebooks, in your collab, anywhere, which takes two variables, okay, and returns remainder. So just to give you an example, and this is how you will be given a coding assignment. Okay. So for example, you have 100 and 20 as your input. Your output will be 100 divided by 20. Okay, since it's completely divisible, so the remainder will be 0. If I have 110 divided by 20, my remainder will be what? Any idea? 10, right? So you have to just write a function which takes two variables and returns a remainder. Okay, just see how this is done. Okay, see this particular thing. I'll write it in the, so I don't need to write, you can copy it from here. Okay, everyone understands what is the problem statement? Yeah, Manav has already written the answer. Yeah, but I just want everyone to try it out. So everyone trying it out or not? Manav, I want you to try this last questions. If you have already tried all. Okay. So whosoever has done this, jump to these basic questions. Okay. Sir, I am not getting the output from def custom function. Samarth, how are you writing? Ajit has written the correct function, I think. Yeah. Akash, why are you adding A and B and then doing a percentile with 5? Ak Akansh, sorry. Just check your code again. Samarth, okay. So whenever you are typing the code, okay, there are few things. Okay. Make sure, since people are copying in the chat window, and if you are, okay, just for fun. So when you're typing in chat window, what happens is all these spaces are lost. It comes like this. Now Python as a language, it is very particular about these spaces. Okay, this is how the syntax of Python is. Okay, so it is always a tab operated. So go to every line, click on tab. Okay, this is how a function should be. Okay, after anything which has, colons, you should give a tab space or four spaces. You can just click a tab or four spaces. Okay. So, Samrad, Samrad, I think that might be the problem for you. Okay. So if I just copy it here. So see, like I copied it and all the indentation goes. Okay. So this is nothing but a way of indentation. Indentation is nothing but the way you organize your code. Okay. Oh, sir, that's not the problem. I have given on space. Samad, share the code with me. Okay. Wait, I'll give you a link. Just write your code. Does anyone remember the portal we used that day? Collaborate code. Yes. Mhm. I'll say this is the thing now we created out here. So sharing the link with you, okay? Use this, okay? Create a function on the left hand side, just right click and say new file and write smrn.py. I've already created for you. Just go here and here type your code. Just copy your code. So anyone who wants to share it with me, okay, just use this, create your own function out here. So people who were not revising, how many exercises are done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you done with all 5? I think few of you were trying it out. Okay. So whosoever, as you get time waiting for others, okay, just try to wrap up these pieces together. Okay, okay, cool. Take your time. Samrad, share me the code. Okay, just go and write it out here. Okay, so what? See, Samrad, what you have done is this is you have added an extra space see, out here. Now, if I copy your code, okay, run this as it is. See, this is the kind of error that I'll be getting at first, at least from whatever you wrote. Okay. Now, let's say firstly I change this. Now, if I'm saying what you are not getting any output is, you have to call the function. Okay. Now, when you are calling the function, this is, I'll give it two values. Okay. So there are two parts to create a function. One is you define a function. Okay. Then I call a function. Okay. So this is calling, right? मैंने बना दिया है कुछ, ठीक है, मैंने कहीं पे लिखा हुआ है, लेट्स से रोटी कैसे बनती है, ठीक है, मैंने एक प्रोसीजर लिखा हुआ है कहीं पे, ठीक है, मे बी आटा है, इस मशीन में डाल दो रोटी आ जाएगी, ठीक है, दैट आई हैव रिटन, बट आई हैव टू कॉल इट ना कि मेरे लिए रोटी बनाओ या सब्जी बनाओ या यू नो bread banao maybe, right? So I have to always call the things which I have already written. So this is where you define whatever is there and then you call. Okay. Now when I call, I'll get the output. Okay. Just with the definition you, Samrad, your code like which I could see, okay, out here. Firstly, the indentation is wrong. Secondly, you are not calling it. So write the whole cell. Na? Whatever you are doing, just copy the whole cell. So just like out here. So what I'll do is I'll select those two cells, hit Control plus C. Okay, go here and do something like that. Can you try running this now? I'll actually paste it in my one. You can remove the one which I wrote. Just go to your, just copy all this, Control C and do a Control V out here and see if things are running. Chaitanya, can you explain the fourth question? Yes, I can. Okay. So store your first name in a variable, but include at least two kinds of white spaces on each side of your name. Okay. Print your name as it is stored. Print your name with white spaces except from the left side and the right side and from the both. So nothing, basically you have to add spaces on the both side of your name, store it in a variable, then print that variable, then the last spaces, do remove the spaces on the left hand side, then remove the spaces on the right hand side, and then have spaces removed from both of the sides. So Akant, just to give you an example out here, it will be something like you are writing your name like this. Okay, so I've added two spaces. Now what you need to do is one of your output should be just print this as it is. Another will be like this. Okay, then there will be another one which will be like this. And the last output should look something like this. So any indentation error, Ajit, make sure you have added tab. Akansh and Chaitanya, this is the expected output of the last function. Okay. So Ajit, I see you have just write your code out here. Okay, I'll tell you the error. So anything which is dictu indentation, okay, make sure you have added proper spaces. No issues, Akansh. Try to see. Okay, else I'll explain it while we are doing these answers. Simple है देखो, एक वेरिएबल में अपना नाम, अच्छा फर्स्ट नेम है, सॉरी, I'll, you can exclude this. This should be the output then. Okay, फर्स्ट नेम था इसलिए, ठीक है. तो क्या किया तुमने, फर्स्ट नेम किया, बट इंक्लूड एटलीस्ट टू काइंड ऑफ वाइट स्पेसेस ऑन ईच. टू काइंड ऑफ वाइट स्पेसेस नथिंग बट स्पेस. ठीक है, टू काइंड्स का मतलब कि लेफ्ट में और राइट में दोनों हो. ठीक है, यहाँ पे एक हो सकता है, यहाँ पे दो डाल लो या तीन डाल लो. इट शुड वर्क इन ऑल दो सिनेरियोस. Samrat, please check. Okay, and by the way, you can check your code here also. Okay, so you have done. See, you are calling it here, na? It should be where I am calling. See the indentation of it. So whenever I'm calling, it will be from here, Samrat. So once you do it like this, now you should be able to get an output. Okay, Samrat. Okay, sorry. For the fourth one, okay, choose a person you look up to. Store their first name and last names in a separate variables. Use concatenation to make the sentence about this person and store the sentence in a variable. It's simple, like just you look up to maybe one of your friend, create two different variables for it. Okay, so the way you have done F name and so what you need to do is also write a sentence about it. Can't just like this so and so person is your name friend, let's say, or is your neighbor, or is whoever. Just write a sentence about it and then store it in a variable. Samrad, so what you did was something like this. Okay, so you were calling it like this. This was the thing you were doing. Okay, you should not call it from here. So once you have defined the function,
No,
okay.
sir. No, sir. I have not done that.
Sorry. Can you repeat?
Sir, I did not done that calling function from middle. I've done from the right hand side.
अच्छा, सही से कॉपी नहीं हुआ फिर, या तो एक बार ये पूरा कॉपी एज इट इज कॉपी पेस्ट करके
हाँ
चलाओ.
सर.
आर यू गेटिंग एन आउटपुट?
No, sir. I'm not getting that. Sir, when I run it, it will the tab, it will directly change to the other tab.
एक बारी, can you show me a screenshot or something?
Okay.
चैट पे हम भेज सकते हैं क्या मैसेजेस लाइक दिस? नहीं. तो अभी आपकी वो नहीं चल रही होगी, जुपिटर सही से नहीं चल रहा होगा. That's what I'm thinking. एक बार जुपिटर
हाँ सर,
रीस्टार्ट
मेरे को वही
करके.
लगता है, जुपिटर सही से नहीं चल रहा है सर, बिकॉज जो मतलब जब मैं रन कर रहा हूँ तो वो
हम्म.
मतलब इंटीजर 11 हो गया, वहाँ पे रन होता है बट आउटपुट शो नहीं करता है सर।
अच्छा अच्छा, नो इश्यूज. एक बार ही जुपिटर रीस्टार्ट कर लो, ठीक है. किल द एनाकोंडा, kill the Jupyter,
ओके
restart the Jupyter, reopen the notebook, and then write. It could be because of
ठीक है
multiple
सर।
reasons सही से start नहीं हुआ था या जो भी. Okay. In case you are not getting, use collab, ठीक है, and then you can fix on Jupyter later on. Ajit, what error are you getting? Let's see your code. So Ajit, you are not doing indentation, right? Whenever there is a colon, you have to write space out here. Okay. So go to the left hand side, do a tab. Similarly for return. Okay. हर एक function के अंदर there will be a tab. Okay. Akansh will check all the answers, but um, let's wait for everyone there. Okay. Just have your answers. Okay. Then we'll go through the solutions. Cool. So Ajit, does it make sense? You have to add indentation. Now if I do, okay. So let me try running this code here only. Not sure if it will run here. You can actually test your code here also. Achha, there is no main.py. Okay, so what I'll do is copy this code just to check I can run it in main.py. Okay, I have to print it. Okay, so 10 and 3, remainder is 1. Okay, so in case someone wants to test their code right there, okay, so what they can do is on the right hand side, but they will have to do print. Okay, so let's say I want to test my code, ayush.py. Okay, so just to see it on screen, I have to click na. I have returned the value d. I am whatever this function is, returning. I'll do a print of that value. And here on the right hand side, just do Python. Okay, I think we can't write. Just go to the main.py, copy your code and click run. But better to do in your notebooks. Okay, so I'm getting an output. Cool. Everyone fine with that particular thing, right? Let's quickly move to the next topic now. Okay. Panchan, everyone was clear, right? Cool. The second thing that you should take care of is that whenever you are writing a function, okay, don't use the predefined names. For example, don't define a function with the name print because print is already present. Okay. Again, remember that day we were trying it out. It won't give you any error, but eventually down the line it will give you, weird behaviors. जैसे उस दिन हमने int को मॉडिफाई कर दिया था, int की वैल्यू मैंने 10 कर दी थी, int एज अ वेरिएबल, और फिर जब मैं एक्सप्लिसिट कन्वर्जन कर रहा था लाइक int ऑफ कोट्स में 10 कर रहा था, आई वाज गेटिंग एन एरर. एवरीवन रिमेंबर्स दैट एरर, राइट? सो don't override existing predefined function names. Okay, so that's a very important construct to remember, Akansh, Chetan, and everyone. Okay, cool. So what are so there are different types of functions, like I told. Few are your built-in functions, and we have user-defined functions. These are the two broad categories. Now, third category is called lambda functions, and this is one category, okay, that you will use a lot in data science. Okay, so lambda functions are used for actually quick iterations. Okay, and we'll be building it. Okay. Cool. So some of the built-in functions are like print, input, end, float, जो हमने अभी cover up किए हैं, ठीक है? Now, similarly, like I explained you, कि print functions, what print functions does is just prints the things, right? And that's a predefined function which is written by some Python developer who actually wrote the code of Python. Okay, cool. Now, with print function, we can do some, advanced things also. Like if I do simple print without giving anything, it will just go to the next line. Okay. If I'm writing print \n, okay, then I'll have two spaces. Okay. Just to explain again, this is something which is again asked in your Python quizzes. Okay. So let's say I'm printing Ayush. Then I'm printing Kuba. Okay. So here Ayush will come, Kuba will come, right? So what will be the output if I just do things like this? I'll get a space in between, right? Yes. Now, let's say I don't want to write this, but I still want to add a space. What I can do out here is I can have one more, what we call as a spatial, kind of variable or spatial character, which is \n, which is nothing but go to the next line. Okay. So if I do this, again, I can have a space. If I do this, I can again have a space. So what it does is the print function understands that this is a value I want to print and this is something special. So don't print it just like that. Okay. So like Ayush \n, as soon as I have \n, it means go to the next line, and print by default, whenever print is completed, it will go to next line. So there will be a space. Okay. Now if I add 2, what will be the output? Simple 2 enters, 2 spaces, nothing else, right? Now, instead of this, let's say I have something like, I want to print Ayush and Kuba in one line. Okay. So let's say I have Ayush, I have Kuba. By default, I printed, there will be Ayush space Kuba, right? But instead of one space, I want a tab to be there. So what I can do is I can have \t, which is nothing but tab. \n is new line. \t is what? A tab. Okay. दो वेरिएबल में से टैब का स्पेस है ना, टैब इज नथिंग बट 4 स्पेसेस. ठीक है, तो I'll use \t. If not, I'll use \n. Cool. Great. So backslash is nothing but a special character, T is tab, N is new line. Okay, whatever we have already taken. Cool. Now, what we have done out here is, so if you see print, we started with a double quote and ended with a single quotes, right? So either use single quotes consistently or use double quote consistently, else you will get out errors. Okay. This we have already covered, how to concatenate using print, right? Now you cannot concatenate string and number. We already saw. The way to concatenate is to do some explicit conversion, right? Which we have covered. Okay. Cool. I think we are done with the functions and we'll jump to the operators now. Okay. Everyone with me till now, any doubt, anything that you want to ask? Cool. We'll do, we'll cover up these operators, which are again very straightforward. Okay. And I have already covered a lot. And then we'll halt for a break and also I'll give you one more kind of exercise to practice, and then we'll discuss the solutions. Okay. So most common arithmetic operation plus हमने देख लिया था subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, floor division, and exponentials, right? So I think we have seen all. Addition हमने देख लिया था, subtraction हमने देख लिया था, right? Uh, Subtraction between two strings, okay, is not supported, but addition is supported. Addition से क्या होता है, concatenate हो जाएगा, but subtraction से कुछ नहीं होता है. Okay, similarly for multiplication. Okay, now I can do multiplication between a string and a count, but the way it will be done is that that particular variable will be repeated this number of times. Okay, for example, if I just go back to my notebook, now I want to print, let's say, I want to print fast. Okay, now I want to print fast 10 times, so I can just multiply it with 10. I'll have fast. Okay, cool. What will be the case if I try doing this fast plus 10? What should be the output? Error, exactly. Cool. These are small things, just make sure you know. Okay. Now if I do something like this, again there will be an error because fast cannot be raised to power of 10. Okay. This is nothing but exponential. Okay. Now what will be the output of this? I'll just print the output. Now can anyone explain me what will be the thing out here? So we talked about remainder, right? Which is modulus, which is if I have to do it. And then we have these. I'll write all of them so that we know. Okay. So modulus we know is remainder. Now when we are doing actual division, okay, then this will be your floor operator, right? जो हमारा quotient आता है, right? And if I just do a division, it will basically convert it to those decimal point of view, right? So you can actually think of it in this way that, you know, this is kind of a compressed information, and in dono se you know exactly what is the remainder and quotient, right? Yeah, the remainder quotient. Yeah, exactly, Chaitanya. Cool. Okay, so multiplication ho gaya, division again we have covered it out. Simple, dividing an integer with a float. Okay. Now you cannot divide a string with a numeric variable. So the only thing which you can do with strings, string addition is done. No division, no multiplication, no raised to power, no modulus, no floor operator. Okay, between strings and integers, you can do only multiply, no division, no modulus. Okay, so just try all these combinations by yourself so that you remember what you can do, what you cannot do. So go to these slides. You all have access to these slides, right? If you don't know, you can access it in your LMS. Okay. So yeah, go to these slides, try these particular things. Okay. But you can try anything out there. Cool. Now we have floors, which is nothing but your quotients, right? Cool. Now how we can do squares and cube is just nothing but exponential, raised to power 2, raised to power 3. Okay. Acha, can I do a square root also? Okay. So once we halt for a break, or what you need to do, tell me is, given a variable, let's say the value is 4, I want to find the square root of 4. How can you do it in Python? Okay, with just set of existing knowledge, you know. Cool. I think Adit has given the answer. Okay, let's try it out. So is there any pre-written function also, Adit? Cool. So nothing, square root is what? Basically, so there are square root functions. We'll check those also, but it's in NumPy. Okay. So what it does is nothing basically. Square root is what? Your exponential power of 1 by 2. Okay. Simple math constructs out there. Great. Cool. Uh, this we have already covered. This was actually the first thing we covered. How to take input from the user and how we can assign that value to some variable and then do something on it. On fair. Okay, the runtime variable assignments we have done. Then we have some relation. Should we break now or do you want me to cover relational operators also? Very simple and you have already done. Although. So relational operator is nothing basically checking, let's say 10 is less than 20. Okay, you want to check for these. So you have two variables. Okay, so let me also write it here. So you have 100, you have 10, B is 3. Okay, I want to check whether A is less than B. Okay, I want to check whether A is less than equal to 10. I want to check A is equal to B. So all these values, it will give an Boolean value. So less than, equal to, greater than equal to. Okay, so you can check for all these. I can check for not equal to, right? Any relation operators will give you whether it's true or false. Okay, relational operators everyone get, right? Easy है इसलिए मैंने बहुत जल्दी से कवर अप कर दिया. ठीक है, कुछ नहीं है, दो वैल्यूज हैं, दो न्यूमेरिक वैल्यूज हैं, उनको कंपेयर करना है. ठीक है, कैन यू कन्वर्ट चेक स्ट्रिंग विद नंबर? I have a Ayush. I want to check if Ayush is less than 10. What will it give? So till now we know that if I do Ayush into 10, it will work. But if I do Ayush divided by 10, it will give me an error. So what do you think should be an output of this? Error. Akansh says error. Does anyone else also agree with Akansh? Or Amit agrees. Okay. So only two people can tell it's an error. Error होगा या नहीं simple. See, either error होगा या नहीं होगा. ठीक है. So even if you do a rough guess, you can be 50% right. Basic probability, right? So go with any answer. That's fine. Okay. So कोई भी relational operators, ठीक है? You can't check it between different data types. Float and int is possible. String and int is not possible. Acha, can I do this check between string and string? What will be the value now? The error or not? Error. Amit says error. Everything is error. Yes. Okay. Error. So we have two Amits. Okay. So both the Amit, Faz, everyone says error. I can't say false. Okay. Interesting. False. Okay. Now people are from error. Everyone has moved to false. Okay. Exactly. It will be. But now, what will be the output here? So all of you get now, since we are comparing string and string, okay, it's just checking whether this value of string is equal to the other value. Okay, so it will either show true or false. Okay, so let's say I had यहाँ पे Ayush, it will show true. Okay, so let's say I have added a variable first name as Ayush, second as again Ayush. Okay, so if I'm doing first equal to second, I'll get true. And if I'm checking whether first is not equal to second, so I'll write not. I'll get first. But what if I'm doing less than equal to or greater than equal to? True slash false. ये कौन सा आंसर है जित? True slash false. Okay. No error. अच्छा. Okay. Let's see. Can anyone explain me how is it true? If this is true, probably this will be false. Don't know. Think about in terms of ASCII values. All of you know about ASCII values? Just think about in terms of ASCII value. Yeah, kind of binary values of a string. See, instead of I use, okay, let me give you some hint. Okay. Maybe I'm writing Zishan. Maybe this gives you an hint. Count of letters. Okay. So definitely not count of letters. 3 and, okay. Order of alphabets. Yes. So just check whether the string on the left and the right are less than equal to, and just simple as we have in sorting algorithms, right? Okay. So what we do out here is we actually use their Unicode values. Okay. Similar to what we have ASCII. Okay. We have some Unicode values, which is nothing but kind of a hexamal kind of hexagonal representation of it. For example, J0X0. So you don't have to know that. Okay. So that's all. Okay. So just to put it very simply, simple sorting of orders, order of alphabets. But if you have to tell or explain it to someone, it is nothing but your Unicode values. So let's say, okay, I'll show you comparison of string less than in byte. So if anyone is interested to read more about it, okay. So these are your hash code values for each of those characters, and then you are comparing them. Okay. So let's do out. So what will be the order of print? Just go through the program. Okay. Just tell me the response. And just to let you know, small and big do will be again different. So let me explain you what I'm saying. So one is Ayush, another is Ayush. Okay. So smaller will be greater than the above. Okay. Because hash values are basically Unicode values are different for small and big characters. Okay. Small comes first. Okay. Smaller has a higher value than the bigger upper cases. Okay. So whosoever want to read more about it, okay, I'll just message. So just bookmarks बना लिया करो. So what I do is, and you probably you can also do. So if you see, I have some folders out here. तो यहाँ पे मैंने ऐसे, like just to give you, it's kind of a lot. तो जैसे डेटा साइंस के कुछ कॉम्पिटिशन्स के बारे में, डेटा सेट्स के बारे में, तो I've organized all these links and everything, like all through a lot of it. I have something for interview preparations, right? Different things which I've kind of organized it in my work also. Okay, so this is something which I have for, like, I've done speech recognition, NLP, speech deep learning. I've used it, different things. So what I do is I organize all these links in bookmarks. So all you need to do is, when in your browser, click bookmark. Okay, create a folder, whether you want to showcase that folder here or not, and then just keep on adding. Okay, so let's say you are doing it for simple Python maybe. So create a folder for Python, and then inside Python create a folder for Python basics, and you will have. Okay, just organize your links so that you can refer it back while you are preparing for interview, or even while you are, doing anything. Cool. So like D is smaller Unicode value than D. Now John, Big John and Small John are not equal to each other because comparison is case sensitive. Okay. Cool. So we are done with relational operators. Let's cover logical operators after a break. Okay. Let's take a break for 5-10 minutes. I think all of you are tired also. Okay. So if anyone has completed this exercise, I'll actually showcase one more exercise. Okay. Now this is something which will need knowledge of list. Okay. So, okay, we'll just stick to this one for now, since we haven't covered list. 10 minutes break. Okay. Okay, let's connect at 11:50. Okay. And please, whosoever has done, okay, go to this particular link, create your file. Okay. I want codes for all those. Okay. Make sure when you have written the code, if I just run that particular code, add proper print statement so that I can see the output. Okay. Cool. Everyone good? Okay. The exercise, small, simple exercises. Okay. Okay. So we'll halt for 10 minutes. We'll meet again at 11:50. Okay. Is everyone back? Cool. So let's cover logical operators. So logical operators are nothing basically, um, mainly used for booleans values. Take it. And we have three logical operators, and, or, and not. So and is nothing, अगर दोनों साइड पे true है तो true, और में क्या है, दोनों में से कोई भी साइड पे true है तो it will come out to true, and not is just the opposite. ठीक है. So let's try it out. Okay. So I have a variable a which is true, b which is false, and let's say c which is true. Okay. Now what will be a, and how do we write logical operators with the caps? A and B. Sorry. Yeah. A and B. What will be the output of A and B? True and false will become false. Okay. Now what will be A or B? Just see on screen and answer probably. What will be A or B? A is true, B and false. What will be A or B? True. Right. Now what will be A or B? Okay. And C or false, and not of everything. Just tell me the output of this. Do some calculation at your end. What will be the output of this? And there is a quick way to solve it. Okay. Amit says true. Two people says false. True, 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 false. Okay, let's check. Why false? So all those who have written it false and all those who have written as true. So how are you solving? So the first thing to notice is, okay, this will become true only when both of them are true, right? So what is A or B? This is true, right? And what is C or false? C is true and this is false. So this will also be true. Now this expression becomes true, okay? But since we have a not, okay, things will become opposite to it. Is everyone with me here? Till here? Okay, let's do a quick thing. Ayush less than Ayush, not of this. I have put this in one operator named as D. Okay, in E I have again something. What will be the output of this? Take your time, easily see the output, okay? And be smart enough to identify the answers, okay? So when I say smart enough, what I mean is, see, F is all or, okay? So all you need to do is, if any of these is true, then you don't have to check for other values, okay? But in other two, you will have to. And then finally, if everything is true or everything is false, then only it will be, basically everything is true, then only it will be true. For everything else, it will be false. So quick, quick. सिर्फ दो लोगों को आंसर नहीं देना, सबको आंसर देना. I'm just seeing answers from only 2-3 people. See, अब ये नॉर्मल क्लास तो है नहीं जिसमें कोई आंसर दे रहे तो उन्हें मार्क्स मिल जाएंगे, राइट? सी द intent of you to give answers is I can validate your concepts. Okay. So, I mean, a lot of people might think, ठीक है बाद में क्लास के बाद देख लूंगा ये कैसे होता है and all. ठीक है. That doesn't help. अभी जितने concepts clear कर पाओ उतना better है. Cool. So, a lot of people are saying true. Cool. ठीक है. इसमें ये वाली वैल्यू क्या आएगी? फॉल्स आएगी. ट्रू हो गया. ठीक है. ये वाला हमने मोस्टली देखा ही था इतना पार्ट. दिस वाज व्हाट? फॉल्स. इस फॉल्स का ट्रू हो गया. ट्रू और ट्रू इज ट्रू. एंड ऑल्सो इफ आई हैव ऑलरेडी रिटन ट्रू आउट हियर, तो मुझे ये सब चेक करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, राइट? इज एवरीवन विद मी टिल हियर? व्हाई आई एम सेइंग दिस? सी, इसके अंदर ये और है, राइट? तो इस पार्ट का कुछ भी आए, ठीक है, डजंट, आई डोंट नीड दिस ना. और है तो हमेशा बस ट्रू तो आ ही जाएगा. ठीक है. दिस इज स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. इसमें था कि अगर इनमें से कुछ भी ट्रू, तो ई मेरा ट्रू आ चुका है तो मुझे पूरा चेक करने की जरूरत ही नहीं, मुझे सिर्फ ई देखना था, राइट? तो मेरा डी ई एफ सारे ट्रू हो गए, राइट? ग्रेट. सो एंड हमने देख लिया. ठीक है. वी हैव सीन और वी हैव सीन. Yearly tables, I'll suggest don't use these tables, okay, to understand the logic. Just to simply explain, always use Excel, okay. So let me open. Basically, वो chart से अच्छा, so there are other ways that you can actually do. Simple है, ठीक है. True, true, true. Let's fill it up quickly. Okay. False, 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 true. This is nothing but your logical tables. Okay. Or, and, okay, not. Not तो simply ठीक है. तो कुछ नहीं है, ट्रू ट्रू है. सो और में क्या होएगा? ट्रू जहां पे भी आ जाएगा जहां पे एक भी ट्रू है हमारे पास, राइट? एंड में जो ट्रू आएगा वो सिर्फ इधर आएगा, राइट? सिंपल ओनली, जस्ट राइटिंग फॉर एवरीवन टू अंडरस्टैंड. ठीक है. तो जस्ट रेफर टू दीज रादर देन रेफरिंग टू दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. ठीक है. कूल. ओके. एंड और, ठीक है. अच्छा, कैन एनीवन इम्प्लीमेंट XOR operation and show me in Python? Everyone understands what is XOR, XOR. So if someone doesn't, okay. Okay. XOR में क्या होता है? Simple, just to explain. When both the values are different, it will be true. So basically, true false होगा तो true आएगा, false true होगा तो भी true आएगा. But true true के लिए false आएगा, false false के लिए false आएगा. ठीक है? When both the values are different, then it will be okay. Can anyone implement XOR? ठीक है? And use a function definition, define def XOR करके, ठीक है? And yeah, and define it. एवरीवन अंडरस्टूड द प्रॉब्लम ना? कुछ नहीं है, जैसे अभी हमने एंड और का दिखाया था, तुम्हें एक XOR फंक्शन इंप्लीमेंट करना है, सिंपल. एंड XOR जो फंक्शन इंप्लीमेंट करोगे वो कस्टम फंक्शन होगा, राइट? बहुत ही सिंपल है, ठीक है? जस्ट थिंक अबाउट इट, जो मैंने अभी बताया, सेम. ओके, फॉल्स नहीं होगा तो ट्रू. बहुत सिंपल है, लाइक you should take, ideally you should not take more than 1 minute. Okay, just think the simplest solution and create a function of the same. So XOR, what does XOR says? XOR says कि if two things are different, then I'll output true, right? Samrad, I'll say you have copied from one of the Stack Overflow, but yeah, that also works. But I'm talking in terms of true and false. So A का value यहाँ पे true है, B का false है. Will this work? So what Samrad has typed, okay, we'll try that out also. So it's nothing but you printing print 3, 5. Okay, the output will be something like this. Try it out first, उसके बाद मुझे बताओ. इसमें भी मैं ट्रू करता हूँ, फॉल्स करता हूँ, ठीक है? This operator is one way, ठीक है? But what you need to do is define your own custom function, ठीक है? और ये न्यूमेरिक में नहीं चलेगा. तो अगर तुम्हें ये चलाना था, तो what you need to do is bool of 3 and bool of 5. This thing will work. And since both of them, bool 3 will be true, bool 5 will be true, it will be false. Okay. बट देयर इज अनदर वे जो भी तुम लोगों ने लर्न किया, राइट? गिविंग यू द हिंट अगेन, ठीक है? सो यहाँ पे फोकस ऑन द वर्ड विच इज नथिंग बट डिफरेंट। डिफरेंट को हम किस ऑपरेटर से चेक करते हैं? नॉट इक्वल टू। कैन एनीवन राइट अ क्विक फंक्शन नाउ? हम ये चेक करते हैं ना कि x इज नॉट इक्वल टू y। यही तो चेक करना है। टू थिंग्स आर डिफरेंट। डिफरेंट कब होंगी? जब x इज नॉट इक्वल टू y। और सिंपल x इज नॉट इक्वल टू y जब भी ये ट्रू होगा तो दैट्स नथिंग बट आवर XOR ऑपरेशन। क्विकली क्विकली सिंपल फंक्शन लिखना है, ठीक है? ट्राई करो, गलत ही तो होगा, इससे ज्यादा क्या होगा? ट्राई तो करो। सी एटलीस्ट समृद्ध tried it out. None of the other person tried it out. And he did some Google search. Google पे पहला results ने मुझे दिया from Stack Overflow, but it's fine. ठीक है? Uh, there is no harm in using Google to search for your answers. ठीक है? Do that, get the answer, try it out and get, don't just copy paste, but try करो, फिर मेरे पास आओ कि हाँ ये आंसर हो सकता है। कहाँ पे, like, what's the thing which is stopping you? Yes, Akansh, but I wanted XOR in terms of true and false. Okay. This is in terms of number. Okay. And you have to create a user defined function. Okay. So simple क्या करना है तुम्हें? You have to use def define. यहाँ पे तुमने एक function करा XOR. ठीक है. This function will take two variables. Okay. And return that particular value. यहाँ पे तुम अपना function लिखोगे और return कर दोगे फिर final. ठीक है? Equal to 5 तो क्या आता? Right? Ajit, XOR A B if A equal to B, explicit conversion भी use होएगा for all of you who are not seeing that particular thing. See, देखो यहाँ पे I'm writing the function here. Just write it here. मेरे पास दो A और B है, ठीक है? फर्स्ट थिंग क्या हो सकता है? ये नंबर भी हो सकता है, स्ट्रिंग भी हो सकता है, तो मैं इसको बूल में कन्वर्ट करूंगा। तो बूल ऑफ A एंड देन देयर विल बी बूल ऑफ B। इन दोनों के बीच में मुझे नॉट इक्वल टू ऑपरेटर डालना है और लेट्स से वैल्यू मैं सीधा ही रिटर्न कर देता हूँ यहाँ पे। दिस इज द ओनली फंक्शन दैट यू विल नीड। ओके, डिफाइन किया फंक्शन, दो वैल्यूज ली, दोनों को पहले बूलियन बनाया हमने, ठीक है? अब इसे मैंने चेक किया नॉट इक्वल। ये नॉट इक्वल टू कब ट्रू होएगा? इक्वल कब होता है? जब दोनों सेम होते हैं। नॉट इक्वल कब सेम होएगा? जब मेरे अलग अलग होंगे। तो अगर ये ट्रू आता है, लेट्स से दिस इज ट्रू, दिस इज फॉल्स, देन ट्रू इज नॉट इक्वल टू फॉल्स विल बिकम ट्रू, है ना? ट्रू नॉट इक्वल टू फॉल्स, इसका आउटपुट क्या आएगा? ट्रू आएगा। अब ये फॉल्स होता, फॉल्स नॉट इक्वल टू ट्रू, और ये ट्रू होता तो ट्रू आता, राइट? और अगर ये फॉल्स होता, फॉल्स नॉट इक्वल टू फॉल्स, ये क्या आता मेरा? फॉल्स इज इक्वल टू फॉल्स, राइट? और नॉट इक्वल में अपोजिट हो गया। ठीक है, everyone gets these, right? ये मेरा सारा आउटपुट है, ओके, एंड ये मेरा इनपुट है, just to show it to everyone. So this is nothing but your input and this is your output. Simple function है. Now you can write this function. बस ये लिख दो, चलो इसे, and then we are through. ठीक है, cool. तो मैं क्विकली यहाँ पे लिख रहा हूँ, ठीक है, df zor a comma b, ठीक है. What I do is return bool of a not equal to bool of b, right? अब मुझे zor निकालना है between true and false, तो true आएगा, false and false, let's say, तो false हो जाएगा, and true will become again false. ठीक है, cool. Everyone fine with it? लॉजिकल ऑपरेटर्स पे सारे मैक्सिमम पाइथन के क्विजेस होते हैं. इन सब के कॉम्बिनेशंस, जैसे तुम्हें ऐसे कंफ्यूज कर देंगे, बूल ऑफ ए नॉट इक्वल टू बी. अब मैं यहाँ पे लगा देता इसका नॉट, तो वो नॉर ऑपरेटर बन जाएगा, जैसे मैंने लगा दिया, विच इज नथिंग बट नॉट ऑफ जॉर, राइट, है ना? इसमें क्या होता है, जब सेम होती है तब आती है, विच इज जस्ट द अपोजिट. तो मैं इसको, एक तो यही था तरीका लिखने का, राइट, यहाँ पे नोट कर दूं, तो अगर मैं इसका नोट कर दिया अब मैंने, तो अब क्या होगा, ट्रू फॉल्स में क्या आएगा क्विकली. अब मैंने जोर को चेंज कर दिया, मैंने एक नॉट ऑपरेटर और डाल दिया यहाँ पे, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे क्या आएगा आउटपुट, व्हाट शुड बी द आउटपुट ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर ब्लॉक क्विकली. पहले मेरा ट्रू आ रहा था, अब क्या आएगा, फॉल्स आएगा. एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली, है ना? फॉल्स फॉल्स, ये ट्रू हो जाएगा, ट्रू ट्रू, ये ट्रू हो जाएगा, ठीक है. नाउ दिस इज वन वे टू राइट, ठीक है. अनदर वे, आई एम जस्ट चेंजिंग इट टू नॉर, ओके. अनदर वे क्या थी, हमें सिंपली क्या चेक करना था, अगर मैं लॉजिकल गेट देखूं, जब दोनों सेम हैं तो वन देना है, ठीक है. ये डेफिनेशन है. तो पहले जब भी कोई प्रोग्राम लिखो, मन में बनाओ डेफिनेशन क्या है, दोनों सेम है. सेम का मतलब क्या है, इक्वल टू ऑपरेटर. तो दोनों दोनों सेम है, ए और बी हैं, दोनों को सेम चेक करना है, तो मैं ऐसे चेक करूंगा. और दोनों को बुलियन में कन्वर्ट करना है, तो ऐसे हो गया, ठीक है. तो क्रिएट द लॉजिक इन बैक योर हेड ऑफ योर हेड, ठीक है. एंड देन, एंड इफ इट हेल्प्स राइट समवेयर, ठीक है, कि, और जो लैंग्वेज में लिखना है लिखो यार, जैसे दो वेरिएबल हैं, ठीक है. दूसरी चीज क्या करनी है इसमें, अगर दोनों सेम हैं तो ट्रू, वरना फॉल्स जाएगा, ठीक है. ये लॉजिक अपने मन में बना लो, वेदर इट्स हिंदी, इंग्लिश, एनी लैंग्वेज और एनी ऑफ योर लैंग्वेज, ओके. एंड देन जस्ट राइट द कोड, okay. That's as simple as they get to write even big codes. You have to have this thing either write somewhere or in your mind or draw it with your pen, ठीक है. कहीं पे भी वो करो और फिर लिखो कोड, ठीक है. Cool. Then we have something called membership operators. So membership operators is nothing basically in and not in. And in क्या मतलब क्या होगा, if something exists, not in if something doesn't exist. Okay. So let's say we'll start with something. Okay. So let's say my name was, okay. My name is not was. Okay. Ayush. Okay. I want to check whether A is present in my name. So I'll just write A in name. True. Okay. This can be done for multiple characters. I want to check BB is present together or not. I want to check ABA is present in my name. It will come false because ABA का कोई combination ही नहीं है. I want to check AA is present in name. Again false. इसको मैं कैप्स कर दूंगा एक ए तो डबल ए तो प्रेजेंट है, एक बड़ा एक छोटा तो वो आ जाएगा. ठीक है. बट अगर मुझे यही चेक करना था स्मॉल में तो मैं ऐसे भी चेक कर सकता हूँ ए नेम डॉट लोअर. अब डॉट लोअर से क्या होएगा, सब कुछ लोअर में चला जाएगा और मेरा ये ट्रू आ जाएगा. जो मेरा यहाँ पे पहले फॉल्स आ रहा था जैसे मैंने लोअर में किया तो ट्रू हो जाएगा. ठीक है. और इसी में हम अपर यूज कर सकते हैं. इट विल मेक इट फॉल्स. सो क्या करेगा इसे, सब कुछ स्मॉल में, नेम डॉट अपर. अच्छा, दे इज देयर समथिंग कॉल्ड प्रॉपर आल्सो. प्रॉपर केस पता है सबको. ठीक है. प्रॉपर केस इज नथिंग बट राइटिंग ए ए वाई यू एस एच हर पहला करेक्टर. कैन एनीवन टेल मी हाउ टू राइट प्रॉपर केस इन पाइथन? फील फ्री टू यूज गूगल. ठीक है. बट ट्राई करना पहले. ठीक है. ये नहीं सीधा वहां से टाइप कॉपी पेस्ट मुझे दे दिया. सिंपल फंक्शन ही है. यस अजित फाइंड ओके लॉट ऑफ यू हैव ऑलरेडी. ठीक है. सो नथिंग बट टाइटल अगर यहाँ पे लिख देंगे हम. ठीक है. और कभी ऐसे चेक भी करना हो तो ऐसे नेम है डॉट मैंने किया तो हेयर इफ आई क्लिक शिफ्ट प्लस टैब. ठीक है. तो मेरे पास इसकी डेफिनेशन आ जाएगी. ये स्ट्रिंग है, इसका लेंथ है, ये फॉर्म है. ओके. यू विल गेट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स जस्ट बाय शिफ्ट एंड टैब. If I just press tab, I'll get all the type of functions which are there. So इतने सारे functions है मैं सारे शायद cover भी नहीं करूंगा. ठीक है. अब जैसे is upper है, is lower है, is title है, ये is वाले हैं ये क्या होंगे? is lower, is upper. हम्म. ये क्या चेक करेगा कि पूरा लोअर केस था या नहीं था. तो मेरा नेम क्या था? ठीक है, ये था. लोअर केस नहीं था. अब मैं नेम की वैल्यू ऐसे से कर देता हूँ आयुष कुबा. एंड देन आई रीरन दिस. नाउ इट शुड कम एज ट्रू और फॉल्स. राइट. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे फंक्शन है. जस्ट टैब दबाओ. ठीक है. और ये अगर कोई मेरी गिटहब पे नोटबुक फॉलो कर रहा हो उसमें मैंने सारी चीजें दी हुई हैं. सो आई एक्चुअली अगेन गो देयर. यहाँ पे मैंने खोली हुई है. तो यहाँ पे मैंने बताया हुआ है. ठीक है. कि जैसे यहाँ पे आप टैब दबाओगे इस कोड में. ठीक है. देन यू विल गेट ऑल द ऑप्शंस व्हिच आर देयर. ओके. सो ये नोटबुक ऐसे क्लिक टू रन नहीं है. हर एक सेल जा जा के चलाओगे एंड यू विल गेट टू नो. ठीक है. जो चीज नहीं चले वो स्किप कर देना बट यूज इसके अंदर मैंने जितनी डिटेल में सारे फंक्शन बताए हैं वो वैसे कवर होंगे ही नहीं. ठीक है. एटलीस्ट लिस्ट से पहले सारा देख लो. इस पे हमने बहुत टाइम कवर अप कर चुके हैं. ठीक है. Cool. So in we have covered. Everyone good with in? Okay. In, not in, same. Okay. Now let's cover up bitwise operator. Okay. Now what is the difference between यहाँ पे भी and और ही है, right? Bitwise operator and जो हमने and और अभी यूज किया था. Any rough guess just by the name? Even tables are also same. Can anyone tell me? Try this code जो स्क्रीन पे आ रहा है, ओके, एंड इसमें एंड ऐसे सिंबल और ए एंड डी दोनों से ट्राई करो. कैन एनीवन एक्सप्लेन मी क्विकली? ये बस कोड लिखना है, ठीक है, चलाना है. अभी ये वाले ऑपरेटर यूज करो एंड देन यूज द ऑपरेटर विच वी सॉ अर्लियर, राइट? ए एंड डी एंड ओ आर वाला सिंपल नेम. डिड एनीवन ट्राई इट आउट? थोड़ा जल्दी जल्दी ट्राई करो यार, कुछ है नहीं उसमें. हमने क्या किया था, एक नंबर लिया, इसकी वैल्यू 10 थी. एक में हमने क्या किया, नंबर डिवाइडेड बाय 10 एंड वी यूज्ड एंड, आई थिंक, अच्छा, डिवाइडेड बाय 2 m% 2 एंड उस साइड पे हमने उसको 3 से क्या, 2 फॉल्स. वो तो ठीक है. अभी ये चीज हमने यहाँ से करी, ठीक है. अब इसको मैंने ए एंड डी छोड़ के, दोनों में तो ये आ रहा है, तो क्या और इसमें आई कैन यूज दैट ऑपरेटर एंड ऑल्सो ना. सो द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द टू इज, एक बिट बाय बिट चलता है, ठीक है. तो बिट बाय बिट में क्या होता है, अगर मैं जैसे, सो दिस इज नथिंग बट अ लिस्ट. तो इसमें क्या होता है, अगर मुझे 1 का 0 से करना है, 1 का 1 से करना है, 0 0, सिंपल एंड क्या होगा, 1 0 इज 0, 1 1 इज 1, 0 0 इज 0. तो आई कैन यूज दिस, ठीक है, क्योंकि ये पूरी की पूरी वैल्यू लेता है और इसको इसके साथ करता है. बिट बाय बिट में क्या होता है, एक एक वैल्यू चलेगी, तो एक का इससे, सो दैट्स हाउ यू विल फाइंड इट इज अनसपोर्टेड, ठीक है. तो दैट्स द माइन्यूट डिफरेंस, ठीक है. सिंस वो बिट बाय बिट चलता है, तो कहीं पे तुम्हें ये वाला एंड यूज करना होगा, कहीं पे वो ए एंड डी वाला एंड यूज करना होगा, ठीक है. डिपेंड्स कि तुम होल पे चला रहे हो या एक एक करके चला रहे हो, ठीक है. दैट्स द क्विक डिफरेंस. कूल. नाउ देयर आर फ्यू शॉर्टकट्स टू यूज, ठीक है. जैसे अभी हम देखते हैं ना, जैसे ए प्लस बी करते हैं, राइट. लेट्स से मुझे करना है ए इज इक्वल टू ए प्लस बी. तो a is let's say 10, b is 2, तो a is equal to a plus b क्या होएगा, 12, right? So instead of writing it like this, what we can do is I can write something like this. तो इससे क्या होएगा? A plus equal to B. तो इसमें this is very true, मतलब similar to A is equal to A plus B. So just a shortcut to write, nothing else. ठीक है? ऐसे ही माइनस इक्वल टू, मल्टीप्लाई इक्वल टू, डिवाइड इक्वल टू, सारे ऑपरेटर्स हो गए. ठीक है? कुछ नहीं है, जो भी ऑपरेटर है इज इक्वल टू, अगर हमें इसी वेरिएबल में असाइन करना है तो. ठीक है? तो कई बार तुम प्रोग्रामिंग में देखोगे ऐसे, प्रोग्रामिंग क्विज में ये सब बहुत कुछ आता है. ठीक है? We'll wrap up flow controls, then we'll do some assignments. ठीक है? असाइनमेंट्स के लिए भी अगेन, मतलब अगर तुम इसमें जाओगे, ठीक है, सो आई हैव गिवन 3, वेट, सो आई हैव गिवन 3 रिसोर्सेज जहाँ पे आप जाके पाइथन की एक्सरसाइजेस कर सकते हो. ठीक है? सो स्टार्ट विद द लास्ट वन. ठीक है? सिंपल सिंपल है. ठीक है? फर्स्ट आई थिंक 10-20, इसमें बहुत सारे हैं. ठीक है? फॉर एनीथिंग दैट यू हैव प्रैक्टिस्ड. ठीक है? अभी हमने देखो क्या क्या कर लिया. बेसिक कर लिया, इनपुट आउटपुट कर लिया है, लूप अभी हम करेंगे, फंक्शंस हमने कर लिया, स्ट्रिंग हमने कर लिया. ठीक है? तो व्हाट यू नीड टू डू इज, ठीक है, गो टू दिस. ठीक है? हर एक के जितने भी 5-10 जो भी एक्सरसाइजेस हैं, ठीक है, वो करनी है. ठीक है? एंड यू हैव टू शेयर मी द नोटबुक. ठीक है? बाय द एंड ऑफ द डे. ठीक है? नोटबुक का फॉर्मेट मैं बताता हूँ कैसे करना है. ठीक है? और इनके सॉल्यूशंस मत कॉपी करना. ठीक है? इसमें सारे सॉल्यूशंस हैं. You will click show solutions, you will get to know. ठीक है? Now you will have to be honest with yourself. ठीक है? And obviously I'll also get to know if you have copied from where. ठीक है? But try it yourself. जो नहीं आएगा we'll discuss it tomorrow. ठीक है? सिंपल सिंपल चीजें हैं जो हमने कर रखे. और यहाँ पे देखो ये देते हैं, जैसे राइट अ फंक्शन टू कैलकुलेट, और उन्होंने बता रखा है ऐसे करना और ऐसे यूज करना. यहाँ पे बस तुम्हें अपना कोड लिखना है जो इन्होंने बताया. ठीक है? सो व्हाट यू नीड टू डू इज, इन द नोटबुक व्हेन यू आर पासिंग मी द नोटबुक, कॉपी द क्वेश्चन. ठीक है? यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन करना है, इसको मार्क डाउन बनाया. ठीक है? एंड यहाँ पे डबल हैश डाला. ठीक है? तो ऐसे आएगा. ठीक है? तो यू विल हैव अ नोटबुक वेयर यू विल हैव प्रैक्टिस सॉल्यूशन, प्रैक्टिस पाइथन. ओके? इसको मार्कडाउन बनाया. ठीक है? जैसे लेट्स से दिस वाज द फर्स्ट एक्सरसाइज यू हैव डन, क्वेश्चन लिखा है. ठीक है? और यहाँ पे फिर इसके सॉल्यूशन, जो भी तुम्हारा कोड है वो एक ही सेल में एग्जीक्यूट हो जाए. देन जंप टू नेक्स्ट पर्टिकुलर थिंग, एंड यहाँ पे फिर अगेन इसको मार्कडाउन बना के इसको एक्सरसाइज 2 बनाया. ठीक है? एंड राइट द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ठीक है? एवरीवन क्लियर विद दिस ना? ठीक है? सो पाई नेटिव वाली जो वो है, क्या बोलते हैं, उसमें जाके करना सबसे पहले. ठीक है? देन देर आर क्विजेज इन दीज टू. ठीक है? ये बाद में करेंगे. ठीक है? इसमें बहुत सारे हैं. ठीक है? उसमें 10-20 ही हैं, बट इसमें तुम्हें लाइक 150, 200 क्वेश्चन होंगे. ठीक है? सो इफ एनीवन वांट्स टू ट्राई दीज आउट, फील फ्री टू ट्राई इट आउट. ठीक है? बट जो भी ये क्वेश्चन दे, अपनी नोटबुक में प्रॉपरली पूरा कॉपी करना. ठीक है? जैसे ये क्वेश्चन है इन्होंने यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है. ठीक है? तो ये पूरा कॉपी करना, वहां पे पेस्ट करना, एंड देन राइट योर सोल्यूशन सो दैट आई कैन चेक. ठीक है? इन लोगों ने भी सॉल्यूशंस दिए हुए हैं, इनका भी वही सिंपल ही है. ठीक है? एंड द अदर थिंग यू वांट, आई वांट एवरीवन टू ट्राई इज लुक एट दैट पाइथन बेसिक्स नोटबुक. ठीक है? डन. ठीक है? इतना कर लोगे कल तक सारे? यू गाइस हैव टाइम ना, मतलब इज समवन वर्किंग अलोंग विद द कोर्स क्या, और डूइंग एनीथिंग एल्स, इन्वॉल्वड इन एनीथिंग एल्स? Who all are working along with the course? Akan. Okay, Amit. Please get your laptop fixed. Okay. Or use anyone's laptop and use Google Colab. So you can send me notebooks via Google Colab also. ठीक है? Email सबके पास है मेरा, right? जैसे नोटबुक किसी को शेयर करनी हो ना, कोलैब पे तो it's easier. All you need to do is click on share. Okay. Write my email ID जो भी मुझे भेजनी है and just share it. Okay. For example, let's say I'm send it as view or commentator and send me the link. Even for those who are doing it in local, na, try to share it via collab. So what you can do is once you have written the notebook, save the notebook. Okay. Upload the notebook here. Okay. जैसे कि just to show you simply how to upload. Python tutorial. So let's say this is a notebook. Just click on upload. ठीक है. And then share me the link. ठीक है. That's a better way to do. So कहीं पे भी लिख लो, then share it via collab. Okay. यहाँ पे सब कुछ आ ही जाएगा. Then I can check your notebook. Cool. Sir, please. So it's there in my GitHub, and I want all of you to go to GitHub. Okay. That's why I won't paste it here. Okay. Go to my go to this particular location. I'll tell you the actually this particular page so that at least you can go here. Go here. Okay. At least you will sign up for GitHub for people who haven't. And after my repeated request, you will only be able to access once you sign up and all. Okay. And then you will have practice paper. Read this blog. Take it. It's written by me only. Okay. This is simply Python tutorials only. Okay. It will cover all those topics we have covered till now, but in a very concise form. Okay, let's go to next topic, which is Python flow control. Okay, so flow control is nothing जो हमने if else logs लिखे थे कल, conditional statements लिखी थी, loops लिखे थे, ठीक है, और जो functions हम call करते हैं, ठीक है. So flow is nothing, basically how the program flow is going on. ठीक है. Just to give you an example before we go here. Okay. So यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने एक function लिखा था, right? We wrote some function and then we called that function, right? That was the thing. Okay. यहाँ पे हमने कोई function की definition लिखी थी, ठीक है? Let's say this is df abc return Ayush. Yeah, return a. ठीक है. अच्छा, also before we cover that, एक फंक्शन को कैसे भी डिफाइन कर सकते हो, जरूरी नहीं है उसका कुछ इनपुट भी हो. तो जस्ट टू गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, जैसे मैंने एक फंक्शन बनाया डेफ नथिंग नाम से बना दिया लेट्स से, ठीक है, और ये क्या करता है, इट रिटर्न्स नथिंग. तो जरूरी नहीं है मुझे यहाँ पे ए बी कुछ भी देना पड़े इनपुट में, ठीक है. I can have a blank function and when I am just calling this function I'll get nothing, ठीक है. अब किसी फंक्शन में तुमने यहाँ पे ब्लैंक डिफाइन किया था और यहाँ पे तुम चाहते हो मैं कुछ वैल्यू पास कर दूं, तो एरर देगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि फंक्शन डेफिनेशन में हमने तो उसको कुछ बताया नहीं कि ऐसा कुछ आएगा, राइट. तो जो फंक्शन की ब्रैकेट्स में लिखते हैं उसको क्या बोलते हैं हम, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स. ओके, सो व्हेन यू राइट अ फंक्शन, लेट्स से def, this was zor, ठीक है, इसको हम बोलते हैं जो भी इसके अंदर जाता है, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स। ओके, मैं ये वर्ड्स बाद में कवर करवाता हूँ, ठीक है, so that at least you guys firstly understand what is there. Okay, now arguments, ठीक है, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स कुछ नहीं है, जो भी इनपुट होता है। तो एंड यहाँ पे फिर हमारे पास रिटर्न, रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट क्या करता है कि जो भी आउटपुट है वो रिटर्न कर देता है। नाउ आर्ग्यूमेंट्स लिखना जरूरी नहीं है, रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट लिखना भी जरूरी नहीं है, ठीक है। आई कैन हैव अ फंक्शन विच इज df xor ब्लैंक, ठीक है, और ये कुछ नहीं करता, सिंपल प्रिंट कर देता है, लेट्स से a, ठीक है, बस ये फंक्शन है। तो ऑल दिस थिंग्स आर पॉसिबल, ठीक है। सो इफ आई राइट अ फंक्शन, ओके, इट डजंट डू एनीथिंग, इसी को चेंज कर देता है, इट जस्ट प्रिंट्स नथिंग। तो मैं इसको कॉल करूंगा तो सिंपली नथिंग प्रिंट हो जाएगा, ना मुझे कुछ देना है ना ही कोई वैल्यू आएगी। तो मैंने से वैल्यू नहीं आएगी तो उसका मतलब क्या है, अगर मैं यहाँ पे एक वेरिएबल में डालने की कोशिश करता हूँ, ठीक है, और x को अगर आप प्रिंट कराओगे तो x विल बी नथिंग, क्योंकि कुछ है ही नहीं x के अंदर। अगर मैं यहाँ पे चाहूँ भी जबरदस्ती इसको करवाना तो नन आएगा, ठीक है। However, once I change this to, let's say यहाँ पे मैं एक नया फंक्शन चलाता हूँ, nothing returns, just to showcase कि हमने इस टाइम पे प्रिंट नहीं किया बट कुछ एक्चुअली वैल्यू रिटर्न भी की। तो रिटर्न का मतलब कुछ नहीं है, तुमने कुछ वापस भेजा है, ठीक है। अब मैं इसको नथिंग रिटर्न को करता हूँ, तो अब इस केस में क्या होएगा, उस टाइम पे प्रिंट तो नहीं हुई वैल्यू, अब ये वैल्यू जो है वो एक्स के अंदर आ जाएगी और ये मेरी यहाँ पे प्रिंट हो जाएगी, ठीक है। रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट समझ में आ गई ना सबको, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ठीक है। आर्ग्यूमेंट समझ में आ गए, रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट समझ में आ गए। विल स्टडी अबाउट व्हाट इज पोजिशनल एंड अदर आर्ग्यूमेंट्स, बट फॉर नाउ आर्ग्यूमेंट सबको समझ में आ गया, राइट? कूल, सो ठीक है। अच्छा, अब क्विक क्वेश्चन, इफ आई एम राइटिंग अ फंक्शन, ठीक है, फंक्शन का नाम है टेस्ट, ठीक है, यहाँ पे मैंने इसको दिया हुआ है, एक मैंने वेरिएबल डाला हुआ है ए, दूसरा मैंने क्या किया हुआ है, यहाँ पे वैल्यूज डाल दी है, ठीक है। लेट्स से मैंने यहाँ पे लिख दिया बी, और बी की वैल्यू मैंने डाल दी है ए, कैपिटल ए, ठीक है। देखो थोड़ा सा ढंग से लिख देता हूँ, दिस इज माई फंक्शन, व्हाट आई एम डूइंग विद इट इज आई एम रिटर्निंग, ओके, ए प्लस बी, ठीक है। और जब मैं इसे कॉल कर रहा हूँ, so this is my function definition, okay, when I am calling it out, so I pass on test, ठीक है, एंड टेस्ट के अंदर मैं यहाँ पे पास करता हूँ, तो इस केस में आउटपुट क्या होगा, और दूसरे केस में मैं पास ऑन कर रहा हूँ वैल्यू आयुष, कॉमा कुब्बा, इस केस में आउटपुट क्या होगा, क्विकली कैन एनीवन टाइप गेस? समझ आ गया ना वो, ये ए है, ये थोड़ा जूम भी कर देता हूँ, ठीक है। टेस्ट कॉल करना है मुझे, यहाँ पे मैंने आयुष भेजा, दूसरे में मैंने आयुष कुब्बा भेजा, इसका आउटपुट क्या होगा, इसका आउटपुट क्या होगा, ठीक है। फर्स्टली तो मैं ये ऐसे कर देता हूँ, ठीक है, एंड देन आई हैव टेस्ट, ओके, सब पे मैं प्रिंट डाल रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैंने रिटर्न की है वैल्यू, ठीक है। तो व्हाट आई विल डू इज राइट समथिंग लाइक ओपी, जिसके अंदर ये वैल्यू आ गई, प्रिंट ओपी। यहाँ पे मैं प्रिंट ओपी, यहाँ पे मैं, ना ध्यान से ये सारा देखना, ठीक है। ये सेल का आउटपुट, सेकंड सेल का आउटपुट और थर्ड सेल का आउटपुट, जस्ट राइट इट इन योर कमेंट। सो दिस इज फर्स्ट सेल, सेकंड सेल, थर्ड सेल। First will be Ayush A. Okay. Just keep in mind, make sure exact output. तो space, non-space, make sure वो हो. Okay. First का आयुष है. Okay. First is I think easy only, right? सबका क्या होएगा? ठीक है. Second का just pay very attention to जो भी मैंने लिखा हुआ है. ठीक है. Just a hint, Sahil. Again, have a look at the code which I have written. Second error because you are giving two. Okay. Who all agrees with Amit? Okay. So if you would have seen the code properly, okay, the output will be same. Why? Because I am assigning the value in PP variable, but I am printing a variable named OP. Right, I think Sahil eventually got it. Okay, but if I would have printed PP, then it would have been what I should. So what this does is, so I have two variables, two arguments in my function. Okay, for one, ये तो मुझे पास करना ही करना है, ठीक है। दूसरे के लिए अगर मैं नहीं पास करता तो वो ये वैल्यू ले लेगा। अब मैंने पास कर दिया तो उसने को मतलब ये सेकंड वर्ड ले लिया, नहीं किया तो उसने नहीं लिया, ठीक है। अब जैसे अगर मैं चाहूँ आई कांट स्किप फर्स्ट वैल्यू, तो अगर मैं सिंपली टेस्ट कॉल करूंगा तो मुझे एरर आएगा क्योंकि एक इज रिक्वायर्ड। सो व्हेन आई डोंट वैल्यू दैट इज द रिक्वायर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट। ओके, so let's say if I define a function out here, okay, मैं इसको टेस्ट न्यू करके डिफाइन कर देता हूँ for now. अब मैंने इसकी भी डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू ले ली, let's say this is Sahil. Okay, now if I have taken this value, तो टेस्ट नेट अगर अब मैं कॉल करता हूँ बिना किसी वैल्यू के तो मेरे पास आ जाएगा। सिमिलरली अब मैं टेस्ट नेट में, ठीक है, आई कॉल इट विद लेट्स से अमित एंड प्रोबेबली जैन। सो नाउ आई विल हैव दोस वैल्यूज। इसमें से अगर मैं एक भी स्किप कर देता हूँ, ठीक है, अब आई कांट स्किप द फर्स्ट वन, राइट, क्योंकि मैं लिखूंगा कैसे, अगर मैं ऐसे लिख दूंगा तो कैसे जाएगा, तो फर्स्ट में ही चला जाएगा हमेशा। तो इफ आई हैव टू स्किप फर्स्ट वन, हाउ डू आई डू इट? मैं यहाँ पे एक्सप्लिसिटली पास कर दूंगा कि बी की वैल्यू ये है, ठीक है। गॉट इट? अब मैंने यहाँ पे मान लो आयुष जैन लिखना है, मैं यहाँ पे ए की वैल्यू पास कर, ठीक है, तो आई कैन डिफाइन एक्सप्लिसिटली, आई कैन डिफाइन एक्सप्लिसिटली। अब मैंने यहाँ पे वेरिएबल का नाम देख के बता दिया, अच्छा ए की वैल्यू है बी की है, ठीक है। जब तक मैं नहीं कर रहा था तो बाय डिफॉल्ट ले रहा था ना, राइट। अगर मैं उसको ऐसे पास ऑन कर रहा था तो एज्यूम कर रहा था फर्स्ट इज ए सेकंड इज बी, और अगर मैं साइल उड़ा दे रहा था, यहाँ पे मैंने जैसे उड़ाया तो वो उसको ए समझ रहा था। बट जैसे ही मैंने वैल्यूज को असाइन करना शुरू कर दिया, तो मैं कोई वैल्यू कैसे भी दे सकता हूँ। आई कैन गिव लाइक दिस, आई कैन गिव समथिंग लाइक दिस, इसको बी कर दिया, इसको ए कर दिया, सीक्वेंस डजंट मैटर। आकांक्ष, हे माय आउटपुट इज कमिंग इन सेमीकोलन। कौन सा सेमीकोलन? ठीक है, सो यू अंडरस्टूड द मेन कॉन्स्ट्रक्ट्स ऑफ फंक्शन। तो इसमें हमने थोड़ा सा एडवांस देख लिया कि फंक्शन को किस तरीके से यूज कर सकते हैं। ऑल दीज आर वेरी यूजफुल इन पाइथन कोर्सेज अगेन, ठीक है। तो पाइथन क्विज में क्या होगा, ऐसे फंक्शंस होंगे, उसके अंदर लॉजिकल ऑपरेटर्स होंगे, उसके अंदर इफ एल्स और फॉर लूप्स ऐसे लगा रखे होंगे, ठीक है। सो ऑल ऑफ योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग्स कम टू वन प्लेस, इसलिए मेक श्योर यू अंडरस्टैंड। अब मैंने बी और ए दे दिया, मैंने एक मुझे देना था सेकेंड वर्ड ही, ठीक है, बट मैंने ऐसे दे दिया तो वो भी उसे फर्स्ट वर्ड ट्रीट करेगा, ठीक है। मैं बिना उसके एब्सोल्युटली ऐसे देख सकता हूँ, ठीक है। तो जब मैं कोई नाम नहीं बताता तो इसे पोजिशनल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स बोलते हैं। पोजीशन फिक्स है ना, ए पे ये आएगा बी पे, ठीक है। बट जैसे ही मैंने उनको एक्सप्लिसिटली डिफाइन करना स्टार्ट कर दिया तो दे आर नॉट लॉन्गर पोजिशनल, ठीक है। एवरीवन गेट्स इट? कूल, क्लियर विद दिस कॉन्सेप्ट्स, ठीक है। विल टेस्ट इट आउट आल्सो, ठीक है। कूल, ओके, क्विकली जंप करते हैं कंडीशनल्स पे एंड लेट्स रैप इट अप। ओके, इफ एल स्टेटमेंट्स, ठीक है। इफ वी सॉ, ठीक है, कैसे लिखते हैं? उस दिन हमने चेक किया था, वी ऑल ऑफ अस रोट इफ एल स्टेटमेंट, राइट। सो इफ इज नथिंग बट व्हेन यू वांट टू चेक अ कंडीशन, if that condition is true, then it will execute the statements next to it, else it will just go on, ठीक है। तो जैसे if we have written num is equal to 8, अगर number is greater than 0 then print this, else, ठीक है। अब इसमें else ब्लॉक नहीं डाला हमने, तो क्या होगा, ये वाली जो स्टेटमेंट है ये हमेशा ही प्रिंट होगी, ठीक है। अगर मैं else डालता यहाँ पे, if और else, ठीक है, जैसे इसमें यहाँ पे डाला है, तो ये स्टेटमेंट तभी ट्रू होगी जब ये वाली कंडीशन फॉल्स हो, ठीक है। इफ वी अंडरस्टैंड इट करेक्टली, सो आई हैव अ वैल्यू, आई एम जस्ट सिंपली चेकिंग इफ यहाँ पे मैं डाल देता हूँ चेक इज इक्वल टू 10, सो इफ माई चेक इज लेस देन 11, ओके, प्रिंट लेस देन 11। नाउ अगर मैं कोई स्टेटमेंट यहाँ पे डाल रहा हूँ विच इज, जैसे मेरा इंडेंटेशन ब्लॉक खत्म हो गया ना, इसके बाद मैं दोबारा इस पोजीशन से इस पोजीशन पे चला गया, तो अब ये वाली स्टेटमेंट ऑलवेज प्रिंट होगी, ठीक है। चाहे अब मैं चेक की वैल्यू को, ठीक है, 15 कर दूं, ठीक है, तो मेरी ये वाली स्टेटमेंट प्रिंट नहीं होगी क्योंकि 15 इज लेस देन 11 इज नॉट ट्रू, बट ये हमेशा तब भी होगी, ठीक है। सो इफ आई वांट अ बिहेवियर की ऑलवेज वाली स्टेटमेंट तभी प्रिंट हो जब ये स्टेटमेंट फॉल्स है, तो मुझे एल्स लिखना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। जैसे जस्ट टू गिव यू अ सिंपल यूज केस, लेट्स से यू हैव अ किड, ठीक है, और यू योरसेल्फ आर अ किड। तो जैसे बच्चों को पेरेंट्स प्रॉमिस करते हैं ना कि मैथ्स में 90 ले आओ तो यू विल गेट अ बाइक, ठीक है। अगर तुम्हारे 80 आ गए तो मैं साइकिल दिला दूंगा, बट अगर 80 से कम आए, ठीक है, या आकांक्ष, nothing, I was just explaining if else block, okay. So if conditions, and we have already done that, ठीक है। So let's try to create a code now, ठीक है, simple है। So basically father tells his son Okay. Now just listen to these conditions very carefully. If your score is greater than 90, then you will get a bike. Okay. Let's say 90 नहीं आता है. ठीक है. If your score is still greater than, let's say, greater than or equal to 75, then you get a, let's say, cycle. Third, if else, मतलब अगर ये दोनों नहीं है, else what you do is, else you have to work hard. Okay. And in all this, what I want you to do is, हमेशा at the end, ठीक है, father will still say, right? Father at the end still says, congratulations. Okay. So you have to just code this logic. ठीक है. So create a variable जिसका नाम है score. ठीक है. And when you are replying this code, ठीक है, पहली बात तो उसी लोकेशन पे डालना है, don't put it in chat. Secondly, whenever you are doing it, yeah, once done, let me know. Nothing. ठीक है. So simple है, एक वेरिएबल बनाना है स्कोर, उसके बाद ये कंडीशंस चेक करनी है. ठीक है. And you have to use if logic for this. Okay. सिर्फ if यूज करेंगे, अभी हम else यूज नहीं करेंगे. ठीक है. So though Akansh, I'll explain it to you again. ठीक है. Rest of the people can continue with this exercise. I'll type it here also. ठीक है. This is the question that you need to do. Cool. So Akansh, simple. There's one condition. You're checking it with the if block. If it is true, it will execute the statement which comes under it. However, once we go back to the indentation, like here, in this case, ठीक है, or this case, अब इस indentation से इस पे आ गया, right? तो ये हमेशा print होएगी, right? Even if let's say this condition was not true, then also it will be printed. That's what we saw out here, right? अगर ये 5 होता तो भी हमारा दोनों स्टेटमेंट प्रिंट होती, ये 50 हो गया तो भी ऑलवेज तो हमेशा प्रिंट होगा ही होगा. So that's the only construct we have covered till now. So nested till here I think we have covered. If के अंदर if else blocks, LF blocks, right? Just try this last question and then we'll wrap it up. And tomorrow we will start loops. Okay. So the pace will be a bit slower at the start, take care, because a lot of you are from non-programming background, and I think a lot of you are listening to the constructs first time. Take care. So in case you need me to bump up the speed, let me know. Okay. I passed a Google form to all of you, right? For feedback. So in case कुछ भी है क्लास में, ठीक है, which you think speed ज़्यादा बढ़ाओ, कम बढ़ाओ, ठीक है, discuss with your peers, right? And let me know, ठीक है. Speed ऊपर नीचे, advanced, basic, we can cover everything. So I have like, if anyone has to practice, like I have material for everyone. for a person who has 0 to a person who has 20 years of experience in Python. Okay, so we have like materials for everyone. Okay, this is the feedback form. Okay, if there is anything good, bad, just mention about it. ठीक है, कुछ नहीं है, सिंपल है, सेशन डेट मेंशन करना है, नाम ईमेल आईडी नहीं भी देते हो तो चलता है, ठीक है, if you want to be anonymous. If there is a feedback or if there is a query, ask about it and then just write either your feedback or query. Okay, so cool. Use this extensively. कोई भी डाउट हो किसी को भी हो, ठीक है, पेस ऊपर नीचे सब हो सकता है, ठीक है. And if someone thinks who is already knows Python a lot, what I can do is he can start solving questions right away. Okay. And I'll also show you the solutions of the first exercise. Okay. So you can actually verify, okay, if all of you are getting kind of or created something like this only. और पाई नेटिव में जाके आज ये सारे एग्जांपल्स करने हैं, ठीक है. You have to cover basic exercises. You have to try to wrap up something for functions. Okay. List, tuple and all you can leave it out for now. Okay. बट ये बेसिक सारी एक्सरसाइजेस हम कर सकते हैं, राइट. इसमें से काफी चीजें जो नहीं भी कवर हुई वो हो जाएंगी कवर. तो ऑब्वियसली जो इसका फॉर्मेट है और जो हमारा फॉर्मेट है थोड़ा सा अलग होएगा, बट ट्राई सॉल्विंग इट. ओके, एंड जो जो नहीं आता विल सी हाउ टू रैप इट अप. ठीक है. अच्छा, डू यू वांट टू सॉल्व दैट क्वेश्चन राइट नाउ और शुड आई क्विकली कवर लूप्स सो दैट I'll revisit the loops tomorrow also. Okay. बट आई जस्ट वांट कि तुम लोग ये एक्सरसाइजेस ट्राई करो. और मुझे पता है जब ये एक्सरसाइज ट्राई करोगे बहुत टाइम बहुत गुस्सा आएगा क्योंकि कुछ चल नहीं रहा होगा, ठीक है. बट दैट्स फाइन, दैट्स हाउ इट शुड बी. अगर कोड पहली बार में चल जाए तो यू आर नॉट राइटिंग कोड, ठीक है, सिंपल है. पहली बार में किसी का ही नहीं चलता. हेलो, for basic things you will, but you will make mistakes here and there. That's how you program, you learn programming. Do you want me to cover loops today or should we do it tomorrow? Quick poll. Okay. Is it overwhelming जितना आज पढ़ाया? बहुत कम धीरे धीरे चल रहे हैं हम. If it's overwhelming, let me know. ठीक है. आकांक्ष वहीं पे यार कॉपी करो यार. Use this. I'll see your code out here. If you have already done. Okay, तुमने ये कर लिया. Hello world. ये mostly सही लग रहे हैं. Lower upper title. यहाँ पे बस एक सेंटेंस और ऐड करना था. That's it. Rest of the things are fine and you have already added a space. So yeah. So score 100 if score check is greater than 90. Okay. Have you tried printing this? And you should not use else for now. Okay. I just want you to use if first thing. Okay. Second thing, try running this once. Okay. And you are giving score as 100. It shows. Yeah, it will show error. Na? After else also you should have a colon. Okay. In case you want to use else also. Okay. it will be something like this, because you have to have.
Interesting question.
Okay, series started. Okay, so you need to add indentation error, Akansh. Okay. Now try, you will able be at least able to run it, but then this is not the correct logic. So here, okay, let me share it with everyone and tell you what's the mistake. Or else let's ask people. What should be the output of this? Anyone? Whatever I've written on screen. Error, there will be an error. I'm just asking if anyone can point that error. So everyone who is there in the chat window or who is online, just check and tell me what is the error quickly. Check not defined. Is this correct? This operator, is this the way we write operators? Exactly. Okay. So firstly, this is the thing. Second thing, the code is wrong. For example, let's say your score is what? You have written your score is 100. Now, if 100 is greater than 90, okay, it should have ideally come here. And then if 100 is this, and then it will come to else, right? So why is it showing me 100 out here? Anyone wants to take a guess? So let's try with something like 95. I didn't wanted to add the else block, but this is a problem. You will get an F block. Okay. So if I kind of remove this, probably then you might get a hint out here. I think my, okay, wait. Since I already had a variable name check. So Ajit correctly pointed it out before, I think. That check is not defined, right? So here you have defined a variable score, okay? And then I am printing it with check, right? So this should be what? Score, right? Now what should be the output? Okay, let's leave this also now. Now what do you think the output will be? Yeah, both. Okay. So both of them will be printed, right? But we wanted, so that this particular thing means he's getting bike and a cycle both, right? So fix this code. Okay, that's a quick exercise for you for tomorrow. Okay. So this is something which you have to build. Okay, whosoever has built, make sure you write it out here. Okay, I'll just save this link in my bookmarks toolbar. Okay, so that we can check it tomorrow. I should have all the codes from everyone out here. Okay. Similarly, all the collab notebooks. Okay. So you have to wrap up notebooks for exercises here. Okay. And even the exercises here. Everyone should try. Okay, basic strings. जो आपने topics कर लिए हैं, just select the topic, pick 10-20 questions randomly, try to solve it. मुश्किल small कैसे भी हो, ठीक है. Once we are done this, ठीक है, we'll do a competitive also. Hacker rank and all पे हम practice करेंगे, ठीक है. Cool. So just to summarize today, whatever we have covered, okay, we have covered from, we have done, started from very basics of Python. We have converted logical operators, arithmetic operators, if-else logics, relational operators, how variable operations change, right? And a lot of things we have learned about is for functions. What are arguments in a function? What are non-arguments? Positional arguments क्या होते हैं? Non-positional argument क्या होते हैं? अगर मुझे A B को switch करना है तो मैं कैसे कर सकता हूँ? ठीक है? Cool. Everyone there with me, right? Cool. So let's wrap it up. Okay. We'll close the session for today. I hope everyone found it helpful. Okay. If you have any feedbacks, go to the feedback provided. Ajit, copy the code there. We'll have a look at it in tomorrow's class. Okay. And yeah, that's all. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Any doubts, anyone? Yes, no, good, bad, anything works. No doubts, everyone knows everything. Simple ही है अभी तक तो, right? Great, great. Okay then. Thanks a lot. I'll close the session now. Thank you and have a great day, everyone.